The NFC West, a division with a history of winning Super Bowl rings, and the Arizona Cardinals. Of the past 13 NFC Championship games, 9 of them featured a team from the NFC West. They may have fallen on hard times as of late, but will the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals rise from the ashes like another famous bird and once again compete with the Rams and the 49ers? No. Welcome back to Finned Up. I am Brian Mochek, and this is the best dog who ever did dog in the whole dogging world, Reggie. I am here with my last divisional preview before the start of the 2024 season. Football is so here, I can taste it. I can feel it in my bones. I'm just so excited. This is so close to the best day of my life. I can't wait to tell my friends and family that I'm not gonna see them till February. It's gonna be awesome. Where was I? In this video, I will be discussing each team, making record predictions, probably angering the fan bases of both the Seahawks and Cardinals, all while making silly jokes along the way. Let's get into it. Julie, do the thing!
There's the dunk and the shoulder right there. Damon Shelton got Finned Up.
San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers are one of the most well-run organizations in all of the NFL. Sure, they had a blip in the 2000s when they weren't really winning that much and they fell on some hard times, but outside of that, they've been a winning team since the late 70s when they hired head coach Bill Walsh and drafted quarterback Joe Montana. Over the past 5 years, the 49ers have appeared in the Super Bowl twice, and they lost both times because Patrick Mahomes is literally a supervillain. Did a pretty sick recap from the most recent one last year that you should totally check out. Now, I think it goes without saying that Kyle Shanahan is an incredibly good head coach, and John Lynch is an incredibly good general manager. Lynch loads the team up with talent, and Kyle Shanahan, with his hat that has way too small of a San Francisco 49ers logo on it, it really upsets me. I don't like that hat. Knows what to do with them. Except for Trey Lance. That was a big time miss from both of their parts, but it's okay. Worked out well for them. They do have some contract disputes going on with 2 of their star players, most notably being Brandon Ayuk, who has had trade rumors swirling about all offseason. It seemed like it was a done deal for him to be traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but then I guess he watched both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields play in the preseason, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to try to work things out with the 49ers. The other issue is a holdout from 36-year-old All-Pro left tackle Trent Williams, who wants a new deal with more upfront guaranteed money because he gets it and he's getting a little old. I understand. It appears both sides are optimistic, however, and they both expect to get the deal done before the start of the season. And no, the contract situations are not the biggest issue with the San Francisco 49ers. And no, it's not Brock Purdy either. All you system quarterback clowns coming in here trying to belittle Purdy, you can get out of my face. The biggest issue is, for some reason, systematically, in their core, the 49ers cannot win the big one. They went 4 for 4 for Super Bowls in the 80s, and then they went 1 for 1 in the 90s as well. And now they've played in 3 Super Bowls in the past 15 years and have lost all 3 of them. Now granted, they did run into the buzzsaw that is the 2 greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Flacco. Kyle Shanahan was also the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons when they blew that 28-3 lead against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I know how many times am I going to bring that up? Well, I talked about Dan Quinn last episode, and now I'm talking about Kyle Shanahan, so naturally it's going to come up. I don't know what you want from me. Regardless, Shanahan gets so close to Lombardi that he could pretty much taste it. He daydreams about kissing that sexy trophy. He's smooth and handsome, buys it drinks and charms it throughout the course of the night. But then, when the bar closes, it always goes home with somebody else. The 49ers will be incredibly good again in 2024. I am predicting a record of 13-4, another trip back to the NFC Championship game, but they're going to lose it this time. The Detroit Lions are going to get their revenge, and they're going to the Super Bowl. The Los Angeles Rams. Hey, speaking of a very talented offensive coach who learned from Mike Shanahan, let's talk about Sean McVay and the Rams. The Rams are a team that I low-key root for. Sean McVay and I went to the same college, but at different times. I'm not that fucking old. And I kind of feel bad that nobody in LA really gives a shit about them. So I give them a pity root because that Super Bowl parade after their 2021 championship was honestly top 10 most sad thing I've ever seen, edging out the movie Grave of the Fireflies. If you don't get that reference, just watch the movie and you'll forever feel a little bit sadder for the rest of your life. Now, the biggest hit to the Rams this offseason came from the retirement of their All-Pro, future Hall of Famer, frequently gets triple-teamed, one of the best to ever do it, defensive tackle Aaron Donald. The Rams did address this through the draft using their first-round pick in over a decade on edge rusher Jared Verse out of Florida State. And they used their second-round pick on defensive tackle Braden Fisk, also out of Florida State. These two are going to be game wreckers in the NFL. And I have one very stupid and convoluted argument to prove why they are going to be good. Florida State's defense was really good last year. And then, in the first game of this season, in Ireland, in the Aer Lingus game or whatever it's called, they got absolutely mauled and run over by the Georgia Tech offensive linemen and their running backs. So clearly, those two made a big difference, and they're going to be really good. That's my asinine logic. As long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy, the offense should be fine, and I'm predicting a good season from the Rams to build off their success in 2023. They will have a record of 11-6 and finish second in the NFC West. The Arizona Cardinals. Alright, bold prediction for this video. The Cardinals will be better than the Seahawks. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. Cardinals won't be good, but they will be better than the Seahawks. That is my bold prediction. Professional little person Kyler Murray is back, and he's healthy, and he's got a new weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State to underthrow deep balls to. James Conner remains one of the most underrated running backs in the league, but outside of those three, they don't really have much going for them on offense. And I know I'm going to get people who are like, what about Greg Dortch? What about Trey McBride? They aren't good. They aren't that good. No. The Cardinals offense will be very improved with Murray back, but with his size and the way he plays football, to me, it just seems like it's a matter of time until he gets hurt. And I really don't want him to. I like Kyler Murray, and I like watching him play football. It's fun. I genuinely hope he stays completely healthy. I can personally relate to Kyler Murray. We are one and the same. He runs his nubby little legs around all over the field until a 300-pound man hits him in the mouth. Meanwhile, I run my snarky mouth all over the place until a 300-pound man hits me in the legs. We're one and the same. I do like their coach, Jonathan Gannon, the pew-pew guy. Despite that defense having little talent, last year they played hard for him and they kind of overperformed. With all that being said, I still don't think the Cardinals will be very good, and I'm predicting a record of 8-9 and third place in the NFC West. The Seattle Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks are going to be downright terrible in 2024, but I think they're going to take a step back from last year. I really like Mike Macdonald as a rookie head coach. I think he's a great defensive mind, but my fear is he's going to fall into the biggest trap that all defensive head coach fall into, and that is to fail to properly develop quarterback. And listen, I know Geno Smith had like a miracle season in 2022, and they wrote him off, and he didn't write black, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Geno Smith is an above average 33-year-old NFL quarterback. Things are going perfectly for him, he will be fine. But he's not going to go out there and light up the scoreboard every single game. Geno is not the long-term answer in Seattle. And I have no idea if it's Sam Howell either. But regardless, the long-term quarterback situation will determine the success of Macdonald as a head coach in Seattle. I do think they take a step back this year as they work to get that defensive side of the ball figured out. Other than cornerback Devin Witherspoon, the secondary is far from the Legion of Boom of old. For those reasons, Shark Tank, I am predicting a record of 6-11 and last place in the division. To recap, I have the San Francisco 49ers finishing first in the division at 13-4. The Rams will finish second at 11-6. The Cardinals will finish third at 8-9, and the Seahawks will finish last at 6-11. That's the video, and this is the last one before we all officially have NFL football back into our lives. And I couldn't be more excited. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this one, be sure to check out some of my other ones. And for the first time in 2024, I will see you all after the Thursday night game. I love you all. Bye.